Hopefully, things are working now. Sorry for being late. I was having a phone call with my mother. So, I am here now. Where we left off last time was we were working on the... where is the thing I'm looking for? UI elements? Not really. I think it was HUD, not in the HUD. Maps? No. Why can't I just find the thing we were looking at? We were looking at the role announcement screen. What the heck is going on here? So that's what we're going to be working on. I should have opened this before, but now we're here. So what we did last time is to put these things on a nice set of nodes. I mean, I know this doesn't look pretty, but the thing to achieve here is that things should work. And now we need to put the character sprites on here in a way that they work well. Thank you, Darius, for the 10 Romanian... What is the money called over there? Lei? Do you still call your money lei? I know there was like a currency reform in Romania when they divided the numbers because the numbers were getting quite big. But so thank you for the donation. This is first donation I've ever got. It's time to make some spaghetti is the message, which is of course in reference to spaghetti code. If I need to explain every joke here. So, but besides spaghetti code, I also made this, which is, okay, what are we looking at here, you might ask. And what we're looking at here is sticky tape, so there should be another layer. So my Inkscape mastery doesn't know any boundaries. So this is what I did, so I should actually, so there is two layers of the picture here. One is the picture itself, and the other layer is the sticky tape. So I want to put the characters on the picture and then put the sticky tape over the picture. Everybody calls them lei, but on official documents we call them ron. Oh, if you call them lei, normal speaking, I will steal your kneecaps. Oh, okay, so they are called Ron now. Is it like Ron Weasley or something? Because, I don't know, they did some magic tricks like in Harry Potter to fix the currency. UI elements, I need to put this not here. I think it's... I'm getting lost in this directory system again. So where are we here? This is game. And do we have assets here somewhere? UI elements, assets. Role announcements, yes, okay, so this is where I need to put stuff. UI elements, assets, role announcements, and we are putting these two PNG files in here for good measure. Alright, let's not talk about Romanian currencies anymore because Darius got totally confused by it and said, "Ad powa which is, I guess, what happens if you smash your face on the keyboard in frustration. So, how do we do that? First of all, we have the character here, which character sprites will be put here somehow. I don't even know anymore. Yes, that is something I can... You should try Haskell. Oh, everyone should try Haskell. Isn't Haskell the functional programming something? We have a character for the role assignment somewhere specifically made for the game character role screen. So this is what we need to change. So first of all, I don't need this skeleton. Like, there should be no movement here, first of all. Second of all, what the heck is going on here? So this is the control. And so there is apply config here, so that will apply the outfit and the colors on the skeleton. That is good. So basically we can change this skeleton. So skeleton, what is the skeleton? The skeleton is basically the visual representation of the character. And we should be able to turn off the animations here, because the animation tree, there is idle. Oh, there is no thing when there is nothing. I guess when I made the animations, I did not make an animation which just doesn't play. So we can walk. What did I do? What did I do? Did I move something here? Yeah, I moved something. All right. Control Z is your friend. We can reset. Oh wait, is the reset when it's not moving? Idle is when it sometimes moves its heads around. So this is walking, and this is reset. Okay, so there should be a reset animation. We should like make this skeleton to be in the reset thing whenever it's started. How can we do that? Can we editable children and say set the tree root now active on? So how do we root motion? Now how can I set the reset node as the default here? You can just disable the animation player. Yeah, probably that's what I should do. I just disable this let's say passive. Reset active and off. Animation tree is inactive. Activate to enable playback. Check node warnings if activation fails. Alright, thank you. So now if I would just run this specific scene, there should be no motion here. Very good. It has been told to screw off. Now what I want is, this shouldn't be just like a control. It should have it should be like something that yes, the name can stay name. What should I change its type to? Panel? No, what we need is texture rect control for drawing textures. Okay. And this one could have a texture which I already made. Not here. That is not in character, that is in UI elements. Assets, role announcement, picture.png. Okay, very good. And then we could have something on the top. So if I put like another child node, which is another texture rectangle here, and I put the tape sticker on it, Yeah, okay. This isn't really ending up the way I want it to end up. What I need to figure out how to make this to, okay, maybe I don't need this to be the child of the skeleton. Maybe I can make it the child of this and put it on top of the, yeah. We can see here it is on top of the skeleton. Very good. But instead of having the skeleton right here, what I want, the name of course will have to be a different color, but I mean, theme override color, font color to be black, and font color shadow. Is this the shadow? Just make this white, I don't know. This should have margins of, I guess it takes the size of the skeleton, so it's like resize this skeleton. What happens? Nothing? Okay. Should I, maybe, what is the code saying here? So skeleton. Alright, so I guess what I could do is just get rid of this skeleton for the time being instead. Let's delete this. Reset everything. And how big is this now? 400 by 400, that makes sense. This name, this will be... What am I looking at here? Control. Anchor is 0, 0, that's not good. Left anchor should be 0.5. Top anchor can be 0, bottom anchor can be 0, yes. And the margins should be, I don't know, 0 everywhere. I mean, top, at least left, top and right. Bottom can be 45. But also, align center. Why isn't... Maybe it should be 0 and 1 and then 0 and 0, yeah. Maybe from the top we can put a little lower. But anyways, that doesn't matter. That's not the issue we have. I'm gonna make my website in Haskell. Good luck doing anything useful in Haskell. Why did you start working in Haskell at the moment? Tell me. Why do you do it to yourself? So what I just read a few moments ago is that we could do some viewport thing for what I want. Because what I want is I don't want the whole character to be in here. I want its face and maybe like the top of its body. So if I have the skeleton, which is a character, or is skeleton.tscn here, yeah. So I want this to be smaller, of course. Maybe 0.3 is something I can live with, so something like this. Yeah, I guess I need to put the skeleton here so I can click on it. Maybe put it something like here. Maybe I need to make it bigger a little. Just a tiny bit larger. It's a beautiful language. easier and more intuitive than people think. Well, I never worked on it, so Haskell. So maybe like this, you know, like cut it off right above the shoulders or something. But I cannot do this with that because this is a complicated stuff here. So I need to put this inside something else, which is going to be a control for viewports. So we have something that viewport container inside here. Of course, this viewport container will be same size as this whole thing, except a little smaller. Why is my tab so slow? Pressing tab is suddenly very slow. So okay, so now this viewport container is covering this image. Maybe I can make it like a little bit smaller, so 33 instead of 30. So like the black outline is not covered. Yeah. And this one should be called sticky tape. And this character roll screen is from now on is a texture rect. And so inside the viewport container, we need a viewport. If I'm a viewport creates a subview into the screen, and this is also the viewport size must be greater than equal to 2 pixels on both dimensions to render anything. Okay. Well, this will be, of course, the same size as this viewport container, which is 334. What is size override? What? Stretch. If true, the size override affects stretch as well. Own world. If true, the viewport will use a unique copy of the world defined in world. Transparent background. If true, the viewport should render its background as transparent. That is correct. And the skeleton should be in this viewport. Okay, so now this view, what is going on here? Filter properties. Well, if happens if I just run this specific scene. Okay. So this is quite close to what I actually want. Believe it or not. It's quite close to what I actually want. Of course, except that the name will have to be on top of the viewport. Wait, what happened? The viewport container stretch is on. Growth direction, size flags, fill and expand all the time, I think. And then there should be so what on earth is happening here? So I want, oh, transparent background should be turned on, yes. Very good. Okay, so skeleton position should be 0, 0, I guess, or maybe not 0 exactly. It could be a little bigger even. 46. Yeah, this is a good size. And just position it not by the x-axis looks fine, maybe the y-axis could be lower. Like this. Okay, how does it look? I think it looks fine. To be absolutely honest, we can of course make it editable and turn off the animation. Set to reset and turn off. Now we have this character something, and now what we need to change is the maybe it shouldn't be called viewport container. This should be just picture and then the viewport. And then I need to change the name here, so this is not skeleton anymore, this is actually picture/viewport/skeleton. And I would expect this to work perfectly at first run, because why not? So let's run this in full screen. Beautiful. Well, I mean, this is good. As long as we have only one player, works fine enough. Let's switch here to floating mode and let's run it in a few more windows. So we can join in the fun here. Why does this character remind me of Joe Biden? I don't know. Okay, if we start the game now, yeah, these are very big. So okay, let me close this. Too big, yes, things are too big. Definitely too big. How do we restrict this? So what we need is these character sprites have to be placed inside this thing here, and so what we need to do is probably I can say that this size flags, so this one I mean, what is, it's part of this thing, and this thing what is this still? What? Why do we have left page and left page 2? This should be called right page. Pixels have auto slice. I don't know what is this. I'm just changing things here without knowing what I'm doing. Anyways, okay, what I need to do is I need to keep the roll screen on for much longer so I can analyze the situation, what happens inside the game, because if I just run, okay, I will never figure out why things are getting that big. Well, we need to be able, so this should be, we should be allowed to like resize this, right? So this whole thing, can't this be proportionately resized? Maybe it cannot be. Shrink center, stretch ratio. If the node and at least one of its neighbors uses the size expands slightly, the parent container will let it take more or less space depending on this property. So the problem might be that this one cannot shrink. Devise the viewport effective resolution by this value while preserving its scale. That's not good. So I need to change how long this thing is on screen when I am looking at it. So how, when is where, what? Test QI base. No, we are looking for, I think, one of the resources somewhere. Resource classes. In rules template. Is this the one that will? No, it's probably not. What about role assignment.gd? There is no thing in this that is controlling the time, so that must be in game.gd in that case. And good luck to find anything in game.gd. Load map. We need to spawn all characters and request correction customizations. No. Wonder where the heck do we actually spawn character, ability activate, item activate, item pick up, item drop, on roll screen, timeout. Okay. Does the game.tscn have the timer? Yes. Okay, so we have a timer here. If I set this to like 50 or 90 or something, will this make things take longer? Oh. What on earth is happening? Attempt to call function get children base null instance. On null instance, what? The hell did I change that did that? Come on. Stop it. Seriously, what the hell did I change? Git status. Roll on SVG, yeah, that's fine. Character roll is screen.gd, okay. Texture rectangle, yeah. We have new resources in there, that's fine. Yeah, of course there are new other things here that's still... That file, okay. Skeleton.tscn. What the heck? There's a timer that I changed. Left page changed to right page. Left page changed to right page. That should be. Maybe that is what I screwed up. That I renamed something. Yeah, left page too got renamed to right page. That is the thing I screwed up. But what the hell did I change in skeleton.tscn? I need to change that back. Game character and skeleton.tscn, yes. So now this should work, right? Yeah, okay. Let's go back to like tiling mode and let's take a look at... Oh, I cannot take a look at the remote scene tree in bigger panel. Okay, I cannot see crap here, so... Okay, so right page has character sprites, character... Okay, what is the... size here? 160, what is the size? 72 by 775. Okay, and this one is just 400 to 400. Yeah, so is this really this big 400 by 400? Question we have to be asked is how do we how do we deal with this? How do I make this smaller? Can we resize that thing? Is the question. So if I do like try to change the size here. I mean, this is 0, everything is 0 in here. And of course I cannot change squat here, because this is a control with a fixed size. Stretch mode, scale and expand, scale. Just need this thing to be scaled. This one is also scale. Even if it gets smaller, should be able expand on. So what does it mean? If true texture scales, if it is bounding rectangle. That is good. This is the same thing that should happen here. But the bounding rectangle should be like the same. Yeah, top and right, okay. Okay, so this is actually how, doesn't matter how ugly this looks like at this point. This is what it should be, because yeah, this should not have its own size. It should just fill up whatever size it's given to. And the same should happen to this picture thing here. Which it happens, we can see, but But of course the viewport itself should have a size override. If true, size override if I stretch as well. The size should always be 400 by 400. Yeah. This is how it should look like. This is, you might hate it, but this is how peak performance looks like. Okay, the only problem we have, of course, is that the margins here are fixed in pixels and not by the actual, not relatively, and this is not relative to the size of the image, which it should be, but I think controls in Godot, why does it still have a skeleton? And why is the skeleton still shown over there? What happens if I do this? Okay, now everything is just totally screwed up here, so where is everything put? Right page, character sprites, character roll screen. So this one has like 126, what the rectangle position is 120 and 65 with a size of 702 and that. So this one, why is it 0? I have a guess why, because I think I set this to shrink. Yeah, what if I say it should expand and fill? For some reason, okay, so now the image, the picture, it fills everything up, but but this is not the good approach. Size override. If true, size override effect stretch as well. ARVR. If true, viewport will be used in ARVR. I don't know what that even means. Rendering. Multi-sample until aliasing mode. Higher number results in smoother edges in the okay, I don't care about this. Render target. Clear mode. If true result, the rendering will be flipped vertically. The clear mode, what? GUI, disable input. I don't know what this all means. It's 400 by 400. But this will always stretch. I turn it off, turn it on. Yeah, this is what I need. Maybe I need, yeah, maybe, but this is all fill. The size flag is fill. But even though it shouldn't matter because this container does not do anything with whatever is in it. Should just... Okay, so maybe what I need to do is well, I shouldn't tile, keep scale on expand. Is there any way to the extra scales to fit its bounding rectangle? Stretch mode. It controls textured behavior when resizing the node's bounding rectangle. A few minutes less than making in JavaScript, I have a working web server in Haskell. Oh, really? That sounds interesting. So, give me a minute. I will. Okay, so I got myself some water. I was very thirsty. So maybe I should be reading something about this. There are multiple surfaces through. Okay. But that is kind of not the biggest problem I have, but viewports have a size property which represents the size of the viewport in pixels. For viewports which are children of viewport containers, these values are overridden. Okay. We are using viewport containers. These values are overridden, but for all others, this sets their resolution. It is also possible to scale the 2D content and make the viewport resolution different from the one specified in the size. The root viewport uses this for the stretch options. No, that's not what I need. Worlds. Capture. It is possible to query a capture of the viewport content. For the root viewport, this is effectively a screen capture. This is done with the following code. But if you use this in ready or from the first frame of the viewport's initialization, you will get an empty texture because there is nothing to get as a texture. If the viewport is a child of a viewport container, it will become active and display anything it has inside. The viewport will cover the area of its parent viewport container completely if stretch is set to true in viewport container. Note, the size of the viewport container cannot be smaller than the size of the viewport. The size of the viewport container cannot be smaller than the okay. The viewport will cover the area of its parent viewport container completely if stretch is set to true in viewport container. I want this to open a new tab. Per the description, stretch equals false. Yeah, it doesn't tell us much here. Container node that holds a viewport automatically setting the viewport size. That is, I think, the big problem we have. But if we have size override, picture, why is this controlling the viewport size? Maybe 400 is very big. What I don't really understand. Okay, let's see this again. Okay, so this is our character here. Yeah, this I need to do something more sophisticated with this. But if we take a, okay, so if we take a look at the remote scene tree here, what we will find, after clicking a lot here, we have character role screen, and the size is 702, so the same as the character sprites, I think. 702, 775, yes. And the picture inside it has 636 and 709, and the viewport is sized to 400 by, is that, I need this to be 400 by 4. If I did this, yeah, this is how things should look like, or almost should look like. I mean, but this image should be much smaller than this. I turn off size override, is that the question? Or is this the answer to the question? No, this isn't, so... Probably... The bigger problem we have is the size. So this shouldn't just... So basically, this thing does not work if we are not 400 by 400. And once we have more than like 4 of this, this will become too big to handle, and the role assignment screen will just run. Okay, so how we could test this easier? First of all, probably this right page could have like 2 character sprites thing here, like top and bottom, so put them in 2 lines or something. Or maybe we could also just I don't know. How can we force these to become smaller? And what can I do with this? Can I make this only 2 by 2, 200 by 200? Of course not. Unless I turn on expand, when in that case I can make it 200 by 200. But because... Okay, let's not do this. Maybe if this was Okay, this just doesn't work like this at all, I think. But anyways, we might be able to test it if I start putting things under this. Just to see how they look like. Yeah, and once this gets too big, it's just not contained inside this thing. So this gets bigger. So the problem, okay, so the problem we always have this is they just don't shrink. They never, like, they don't respect the size we want to keep them in. So once we have like 2 of these, delete node, yes, of course. Like you can see now already the size is too big. So I guess well, I want this to work regardless of the size, but as you can see, this is not getting shrinked. Let me delete all these. And yeah, I don't have any idea about this because I want things inside this, so this one should never become bigger than that. How can we ever force it to not become bigger? Clip content. Enables whether rendering a canvas item based on children should be clipped to this control rectangle. If 2 parts of a child which would be visible outside this control rectangle will not be rendered. Yeah, that is not what I want to do. Scale. The node scale relative to its rectangle size. Change this property to scale the node around its rectangle pivot offset. The controls in tooltip will also scale according to this value. So maybe that's what we need to do here. Isn't that possible? We can scale this to 0.5 maybe. 0.5. Yeah, we can do that. Everything becomes... yeah. And actually scaling this works. So let's... can I save this? We put... and then we put more of these here. What? Growth direction. Yeah, this is just not the way. So it just seems to me that it is just impossible to use. Where was the freaking scale? Why is the scale 1 in this? What? Where is the scale here? And this is very strange. So this is not the scale we need to change, I guess. This one can be 1. And these and the scale, maybe do we have to like scale this one? Like not -5. But why, what on earth is going on with this? Play the edited scene and somehow... Yeah, I don't get it. What the heck? Oh, now it's good. And fills up now. Scale. What is the scale doing? The node scale relative to this rectangle. Change this property to scale the node around its pivot. The controls hint to... Okay, so I think because this is a control, scaling here just does not work. It just doesn't. So probably the only way to do this is to change the picture size. I guess we could like just resize everything and make it half as big. I don't know. Scale proportionally. Yeah. And then move it over there, and then we can just, I don't know, change the size of this thing to 200 by 200. And then export. Where is my layers? Re-export this picture dash tape and then or maybe we just have to like not use control nodes. And then this will be very small. Okay, this is, I don't like this solution of changing the size to fit. So I will just like undo all of this. And maybe even close this to save. Anyways, so this might not have, I mean, this might have to be something else than a control. Because otherwise it's just impossible. If I add a child node, which is a texture rectangle, and this will make the background that. I want this texture to be the assets, rule announcement. So the picture frame and this one. Change type again. So we are changing to something else. Could it be just a container? Base node for containers. Center container, graph node. A graph node is a container potential several input and output slots allowing connections between graph nodes. No. Margin container. Panel control. What is a margin container? A simple margin container. Thank you. Tabbed container, scroll container, panel container, margin container. Maybe I can just make it a 2D node. It's not even a canvas item. Where are the two-dimensional things? Node 2D. Maybe I can put these things inside a texture rectangle. So I do this, and then the character role screen. If I transform, if I scale this one, everyone gets scale. Very good. Very good. Maybe the name should not be on the photo. Maybe the name should be just like above the photo, and maybe the photo could be like, I don't know, somewhere else. So because the 2D node, the problem is that it does not have a size officially. So what I might want to do is just the child node. Maybe I'll make it a VBox container with the name and then the photo paper under each other. Yeah, I think it looks good. But then again, I have to change the code. So character role screen is actually node 2D. Skeleton is, well, VBox container, photo paper, picture viewport skeleton. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes all the sense in the world. Yeah, the problem is, of course, it's going to be that once I do this, things will break in another way. Specifically, you can see, like, okay, so this is like not placed inside the character sprites properly. It doesn't respect this at all. I put more here. Yeah, these are just like, I don't even know what is this position supposed to be. Oh, okay, so this is 0, 0. Okay, this actually respects that thing. But it has no idea of the size of these. So it will not shrink them properly. And will, if I just put more of these in here, of course they will be on top of each other all the time. Unless I change their positions manually. But they resize correctly if I manually change the size. Okay, so this is where I consider myself stuck here. Because what we need to do, I want this to be as dynamic as possible because things will be resized all the time. So maybe I should look for something in Godot. So we need the viewport, that's not an issue. The issue is resizing this viewport everything properly and shrinking the size properly, which is just not possible. Why is the YouTube video quality this poor? I have no idea. It says the green light. Anyways. Godot dynamic UI shrink size and anchors. So what does it? Why? What happens if I click middle click? Why do you open it? Oh, wait. When we send the same position. Okay, this is we know the control. Creating a control layout, presets. I want things to be shrinken using containers. Basic music for more complex they can be in case of games, online chats, tycoon, okay. Container provide a huge amount of layout for interface entirely, okay. When a container derived node is used, all children control beside nodes give up their own positioning ability. This means the container, yeah. Sizing options. When adding a node to a container, the way the container treats each child depends on their container sizing options. Is this available? This is Godot 4 here. Do we have the same things in Godot 3? You need a minimum size and make shrink from all directions. Yeah, the problem I have is that these things, so because once we have like an image, the minimum size and make shrink from all directions. So would that be size flags shrink? The problem I have is that once we have like the image shrink make. Okay, this YouTube UI is horrendous because now I have like a heart icon that covers the last few characters in the chat. So make it shrink from all directions. Yeah. Because I should, like, what the hell is this even on my YouTube UI? Anyway. So because the shrinking I need is proportional, like in this case, everything is like a size proportionately if I am doing it with a node 2D. But once I'm in these containers, like I have to set up, for example, for this picture, the margins, which is in pixels. So if this container would get bigger, and the picture would be like resized here for some reason, like this. Wait, what? And the margins, changing margin doesn't even resize the freaking picture. Rectangle. Oh, that's only changing the rectangle size, not resizing the picture. Well, it doesn't matter how big like this VBox container is, so I set it 300. Why is suddenly the photo paper? Anyways. It might be time to switch to Godot 4 since we don't have any errors that confuse us. Yeah, like switch to Godot 4 is just because in this one it says container sizing. There is no such thing as container sizing in Godot 3 here. So we are screwed. So this thing, I'm just tempted to use like not even like a character sprites, not like that is the name, not even like an HBox container here. I thought this would be much more simple than it turns out to be. But I always forget that you cannot resize, I cannot shrink things automatically in controls, especially not images. You have to do that with regular nodes. So maybe what this should be is not even like an HBox container, just like what aspect ratio container base node for containers, a grid container, arrange control drive children in a grid-like layout. Viewport container, no. Scroll container, panel container, margin container. It could be a simple margin container. And It is always not simple. In Godot 4 you can do much more, many things. Yeah, I guess that is always true. But anyways, what I need to do is put those images on here. And I guess we can do something custom. So instead of just like using the automated process, which doesn't work. I mean, we can do it manually, and of course doing it manually would mean that if you resize the game while the screen is on, that things will just like fall off the image. But I mean, we can just say no one will resize that. So how I would do it? I would just... If there was an option... okay. Maybe we can do... Let's go back one step here. What the heck? Okay, let's change this back to... What was it? An HBox container. Whoa. And maybe what we can do is just make this thing just one step more complicated. Okay, hear me out. The tree is not deep enough. This tree is too shallow. We need more things embedded in it. So I will add a child node, which will be a node 2D. I will call this Resizer. And put the VBox container inside the Resizer. And I will change this one. So because this is going to be a Resizer, because with this, I can shrink everything down, okay? Character roll screen, we'll make this. I will change the type again, change type time. And the time is margin container. This will be a margin container with, I don't know, where do I put minimum size? Do I even need a minimum size? I don't need a minimum size on this. So I will make this a margin container, so go with the script, extends, question mark, margin container. And this will be Resizer / VBox container / something. And this one is so we know you need that is just the PS. Okay, I'm reading chat, not getting much help from it at the time being. This is okay, so this one, shrink begin. When expanding, try to remain at the left top of the expanding shrink center, try to remain at the center of the expanding shrink, and stretch ratio of how much expanded controls take up the available space. Okay, this is all Godot 4. and I don't care anymore. So what we need is we need to be able to control the scale of the resizer. Okay, so let's try one thing here. So if I go here, sometimes you are so lucky you are not in the same room. Yes, I am very aware of that situation. Okay. If I put 2 of these in here, it doesn't work because, of course, the character all screen size is nothing. It's small. So what we need is Darius, instead of trolling me in the chat, check out my pull requests. Instead of fantasizing about beating me up. Or I don't know what you're thinking about there. Okay, so rectangle, minimum size. We can say this is a minimum size is like 400 by 400, and if this is true, of course, this is not big enough. But it's okay. We don't really care about the vertical sizes of things anymore at the moment. Here, let's start adding these character sprites. What have I done? Can you please? Oh, friggin'. Oh no! Screw things up here. Okay, let's try again. But why? Why are we putting things to the left? What the hell? Why do we have suddenly these things over there? Size flex should be fill, but not expand. Or maybe it should be shrink, and I'm not sure. I have a minimum size of 400. The margins are 0 everywhere, that's fine. Why the hell are... So here's the first one. It's in the right position, okay? We can see the, like this point, like this anchor. The anchor, where is this anchor? Okay. What the hell is this doing? Is not the margin container the good option here? Why is this suddenly getting outside on the left-hand friggin' left-hand side? What if I change the minimum size to 200? The growth direction has to be end. Okay, maybe that was the problem. Now, of course, this looks silly at the moment, of course, but we can always screw things up more. Okay. What we need here is we need a function in this script which will basically change the size, and maybe I'll put this up on top here. And this will receive a number which should be pixels and an integer, and return a nothing, which is void. And what we'll do is this change size will set the size. Where is this rectangle? Minimum size. So rect min size not rect min size dot x equals pixels, and also rect min size dot y will be equals pixels, and we'll also have the variable resizer node to the, it's going to be called, what? No, just resizer. Resizer dot scale dot x is going to be equal to pixels divided by 400, and the same for the y. And whenever we go like we do the role assignment, so I think this is the script, right? Show team roles. New character icon dot set name, new character icon dot apply config. So this is what we need to do here, is also is if not is dict array roles show roles character. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to count how many characters will we show here, which we don't know at this point. So we will first of all, what the hell? Second of all, count characters to show var, then this will be an integer which is equal to 0. What? And creating roles. If is dict in array roles to show roles character. What is char factor? None. Can we do plus equal 1 in GD script? I guess we can. Yeah, this is not a control anymore, or is it? Yeah, it is actually. I mean, it is like a margin container, but that is a control. What is character list? No, that's an HBox container. So this is actually rule assignment.gd. What the hell is this? Oh, it's in game. Oh, so this is actually the role assignment, like this role assignment. This is the script for this. Okay. That makes sense. So can we... and calculate size. Var container size int equals I get character list. So what is character list? Right page character sprites. Okay, so this is the HBox container dot rect size dot x and I guess we can say no, we will like say that character size equals character divided by character num, or if it's like if it's bigger than 400, I think we should just stick to 400. So in the minimum of whatever this is, and another which is 400. So if it's more than 400, it will be 400. If it's less than 400, this will be whatever this is. Is this going to work? I mean, I think it won't, because... Oh, it actually works? What? No. Yeah, you see, this is the problem. Character role screen, set name. What? This is actually not what I was expecting. Name label, because name label is now different. I'm sorry. Where is name label? Oh, what? I need to press this one. Name label is now in Resizer VBox container name. So I guess we can Control C and Control V this thing here. And this is like placed here correctly. Very good. I was expecting this to actually bug out for this because it's not, I don't know, it's not instantiated yet. Or maybe we do not even calling this function here. Why would it bug out when we don't even call the function? Yeah. New character icon dot. You cannot bug out a function if it's never called, right? Change size. I mean, this is not how we name functions here. Change size. So change size. And that is character size. And this will bug out now because it's not instantiated yet at the, yeah, exactly. So this we cannot do yet because these are already variables and we are not ready yet. So we need to do the freaking same thing as do here, do a deferred function var size int, and then this will be func change size deferred and this will be underscore size equals pixels, and here we will be just Control C, Control V size instead of pixels. This should be something that works at the moment. Okay, very good. Maybe we can go back here and change this timer to not 90, like not even, okay, it was originally 5. Maybe I'll set it to 16. I wanted to say 15, but then I actually mistyped. Anyways, okay, let's start this. Let's create our game here. And we'll launch a few more instances, maybe at least like 4. No, let's launch 3. Localhost. Okay, so we have all our 4 instances in total, so let's start the game. And it's not working. It's not working. Why don't you work? Probably. Because let's make it 400. Let's make it, instead of like, oh, I never call this function, that's why. Call deferred, change size deferred. Yeah, I am making mistakes after mistakes, which are better and better mistakes. Not rookie mistakes. These are not rookie mistakes. Like, not everyone can make stupid mistakes like that. I need to run the 3. And let's start. Okay, now it does not work. The debugger is function contact returns a lot of things are happening here. Integer division, the decimal part will be discarded, yes. I have no problem with that. Oh wait, yes, I do have a problem with that. Oh no. Oh no. I do have a problem. Yeah, this is not this should not be an integer division, okay. Darius realized he's screwed. Why are you screwed, Darius? And why did it take so long for you to realize it? So he actually made everything size 0. That's what happened. Okay, so now you can say that worked. Okay, let's run this bad boy a few more times here. Oops. My bad. Why was it successful to get to this point after trying to join a game that has already started? I don't know. I don't have the source code to my website. Well, what happened to your website source code? How can you lose the source code of your own website? Did you get a ransomware attack? Okay, let's start the game. And now, we resized them to be so small that we can't even freaking see them anymore. Which means the resizing works, but to not the good number. What on earth is going on here? Come on, quickly. How big is the resizer scale? 0.257. Good question, I'm just me and that's enough. Well, I guess... Okay, so character... The minimum size has been set to 106. The resizer is 0.257. Our scale is 0.265. And what was it? Okay, so the size is set 106. And the minimum size is 106. Okay, so that is fine. And the resizer is set to 0.265. But that is very small. I need to take notes here. So let's open Gedit. We need bigger fonts here. Okay, so why is this so ugly in dark mode? So what we need is size is 106 for some reason. And 0.2 something. Size is scale was 0.265. You're using Arch Linux, that's why it's ugly. All my home is using KDE. I mean, I use Arch Linux, that's true, and I never used Gedit in dark mode. On my main profile, I have a light mode theme. The size of this, the right page, character sprites, rectangle size is, why is it 436? That is what I cannot comprehend here. Character sprites. Character list. Direct size. So yeah, let's back to lobby, start game. So why is this only 400 and something? $448. It's very, very small. And it's definitely not that, so not supposed to be that friggin' small. And this is definitely like bigger, should be bigger than 400. It's actually not much, not that much big. Okay, so maybe this whole thing is just futile because we have way too much space on the right hand side, or way too much space on the left hand side and not enough space on the right hand side. Let's stop everything here and try to figure out how do we get to that point when this character something only has it should be expanding, right? Fill up all this thing. This is just very okay. So maybe Okay, once this works, we can like... What the hell did I do? Make my... make this look better. Okay, this is a control. Size like fill, expand, growth direction is... hit both, I don't know. The margin is fine, so this is set up properly. This... Why is this not set up properly? Oh, what on earth did I do here? What is this? Briefing 75 and minus 80. Minus 80. And right is minus 75, yeah. And now the rectangle size should be 775, okay. Let's, I only run 2 more instances, that should be enough to see what's going on. Let's create a join. Once this works, in the year 20,000, maybe, or 40,000 maybe, when we will only know war and the heretic will die by the blade and the children. Okay, this is some deep Warhammer lore over there in the chat. Okay, then now, I guess the size is good, except like everything is on the bottom for some friggin' reason. Why is everything on the bottom? What is going on over? Why do we put everything on the bottom? Maybe vertically we should not care what's going on. Let's still put this to the bottom. Maybe this one wants to be on the bottom for some reason. Shrink end. Okay, this is the problem. Fill. Or just nothing. We can say fill. Maybe we can say fill. Okay. When there is nothing, this looks good. I mean, not nothing, but only you, only me, only us. Okay, what I need to do is, now that I put back the text over there, I might just, like, this name, you can remove all the overrides and just go back to whatever it was before. Pressing the tab button is very slow in OpenSuspect for some reason. Or in Godot in general. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, I think this looks fine now. Very good. We just cannot read the names anymore. I guess maybe the names don't have to be resized for some reason. Can we put the names? Yeah, we could do that. I will do that. I am. Oh no, the resize. Okay, so we might just put the resizer inside the VBox container. This VBox container can be like... I don't know, maybe we can just change and make the name bigger. Like, who cares? Fonts. Oh, we cannot just change the size of the font, I guess. Okay. Maybe I will fiddle with this later, maybe not. But for today, this should be enough. So thank you for watching, and join us on Matrix. So you can give me more suggestions how to deal with these situations. And I will see you then.